All right, welcome back to Leisure Hour Radio. As always, I'm your host, Mike Linehan. I get a guest today. He's a man of many names now. He's got a few things going on. He's got a podcast. It is Tim Weisenbaum. How we doing? How we doing? Thanks for coming on the show. How are you?
It's Tim Weichselbaum. Even I said it wrong, but you said it so wrong that I couldn't even say it right. It's Weichselbaum, but Weisenbaum is pretty close. And who gives a fuck? That is close enough. That just yeah. Sorry, it's fucking awkward, man, to be introduced. It's something that's not even close. No, okay. It's not a big deal. I'm making it a big deal.
Yeah.
Very comfortable on camera, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Yeah. Hey, I'm getting back into it. I've been off of comedy for a fucking while. Back to podcast and now back to back to the grind. But I'm doing good. I'm doing good. The podcast is been a bit different recently. I it's good to have you on. We'll cut to the chase. We'll cut to the chase, man.
Let's
What
do it.
well when I was in Austin, I realized the reality of all things in comedy going on.
This was a long time. Wait, when was the last time you were in Austin?
Like
A year ago?
a year and a half ago probably.
You're still thinking about it? Like, you still
I
think more to say about it? You were on my podcast about that time, and people actually came up to me about your episode and they liked it.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. It's good to remember that. But yeah, when I was there, I just saw the reality of like the podcast world, comedy world, how serious it is, what you have to do to like actually like to live off of doing all this, and it's an extreme amount of work. It takes years.
You're telling, hey, I don't know. I mean, that's what I hear. I don't do it. I gave up years. I'm a fucking shell of a person that I never thought I would be like that. I don't know. I thought I would be able to do it at some point. But as a professional, that's like a job. And it's
Hmm.
like, oh, here's my jokes. Okay, I'm gonna do these jokes. For me, that kind of lost its glitz and glam. That part of it got so boring to me. I still like doing comedy though, on
Yep.
podcasts and shit.
Are you still doing it in Austin? Any good shows you've been on?
I'm producing a show, I guess, not regularly, but there's one I'm doing tomorrow, putting on tomorrow. I don't even know if I'm gonna perform because I'm so out of the loop on it. I don't really, like I've not been performing, but I kind of miss the feeling of doing it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. That's yeah, when I was there and just being back here, it was such a difference in comedy. And there was still no like there's uh there's gotta be like a way to succeed, to really like push forward. And I didn't have that. I still don't have it here. So I'm I don't know why I just took
Yeah, but
a
that's
turn for the dark.
your home base. You got to at least be getting somewhere in at your home base because for me and anybody, I think it's easier if you're from the place.
Yeah.
So
But
people get chewed up here.
yeah, oh,
It's
for
like
sure.
such a aggressive showbiz vibe, but also everybody kind of sucks on average. So, but for some reason that doesn't make it easier that they suck because they're taking up all the slots, and the open mics suck because nobody knows how to even do that properly. So you get chewed up. At least I did, and other many people that I know.
Yeah.
You're so young, and you have shit that I don't have. Like you know how to get on shows, you know how to mingle.
Hmm.
You're a good mingler. Uh, I'm a fucking like super isolated guy, and I like it that way because fuck other people.
It's a better life. It's a better life, but you're always getting into more problems that way actually.
What,
Like
being isolated?
yeah, isolation, and then going out, reaching out for goals, and like momentary goals can really you're dealing with like all these like cultic groups anywhere you go, where where you're involved in entertainment and they don't even know it,
Sure.
you know?
It's very culty, and it doesn't mean there's anybody in charge of the cult. It's just whoever has power, whoever is the flavor of the month, or whoever is getting shit. That's like, oh, okay. But it's not really a cult in the sense that like Trump supporters like worship a single guy, but it's culty in the sense that they have a clear one-minded opinion. It's a groupthink type of cult, which is definitely true for showbiz.
Yep.
And we're not even in showbiz. You're like we wanted to be, or at least I'm talking about you
Back,
mostly.
yeah,
Like
years
you
back.
talked about it as if like I'm fucking gonna make it.
I
We're get,
believed it,
and
dude.
you never even got on. You never even got to kill Tony. Unfortunately,
Yeah, yeah,
it would have been great to
it
see
was a
that.
stretch to
And now the
want
fucking mothership's fucking actually open, and everything that it was promised is actually true, like panning out, and you're not here. And
yeah,
yeah.
did you go have you gone to it? That's
I went once the first day that they opened for the open mic, and I haven't gone ever again for some. It's so defeating to know that like all these comics are doing it, and I'm not one of them. But like just a few months beforehand, they were like they looked at me as just another comic. Now they're like now I'm like detached, so I feel like a fucking loser, man. But it's fine. I mean, it's fine. It's at my own decision to not pursue it. But
yeah,
yeah,
just a minor setback, but that yeah, I'm sure
encouraging.
I'm sure going to a place like that's probably like it's a lot different than the other comedy clubs that were in that area. It's got like
Yeah, has a vibe
a
that's like
famous like a steak to it, you know.
for
Anything could
sure.
be going on there. It could be attracting like people from all over the world. I'm looking through my like
Here, yeah.
Snapchat stories, and there's a dude from my hometown that was there. So like I'm sure there's people traveling for it. It's a dangerous
And anybody who's even remotely funny is welcome, is has at least done shows there. You know,
yeah,
all if it be is kind of funny or a few years in and can, decently funny, and you're in. That's how low the bar is, but that's how, so that goes to show how low my performance has been. I just kind of lost the spark for being on stage in front of strangers.
yeah, for sure.
If they know
Same
me, it's
here.
fun. Yeah, like I was so used to doing my own shit in Chicago in front of the same comics, so it became kind of a clicky. Like, okay, they know my style. I didn't feel like grinding and proving myself in a completely different city. You know, not I just didn't really have the motivation and the drive and somebody else encouraging me. If I had like a click here and like a home club, like okay, here's the group that I hang out with, I'm sure I'd be doing way better. But doing
Yeah.
it completely solo, just driving from your garage like 10 miles to an open mic and not giving a fuck about that many other comedians. Like I don't feel like I have that many peers.
Yeah, well, so dude, when I was there, little did I know, like when I came back, I had reason to flee that scene, man. So
Yeah.
when I was there, if you remember anything about that situation where I was like when I went to New York, I was kind of lured to New
Oh
York,
yeah, you
but
talked about on mine.
yeah, by some fucking because I
Still up,
rewatched your
right?
podcast. I remember,
Yeah.
but it just was so much at the time dealing with like kind of being like shunned from a comedy community.
Yeah.
And this shit that's good. I mean, believe it or not, it was good for me because I didn't plan on really getting like too embedded there. I uh I experienced it though. That believe it or not, dude, where Joe Rogan's comedy club is, that's probably one of the most dangerous streets like at night in probably in America. One of them, top
You were
15.
living there. Yeah, you were living right there, and we did a podcast right out there in front of that window.
Yeah.
Wonder what if you never released that, did you?
No, I still have it, but
That'd be cool.
I was gonna edit it in the list most
Yeah,
likely
I
at the
saw you
end.
posted one from from like with Nick Capaglia or whatever his name is, and like from a like you just posted it like a month ago.
Well, I had it on my YouTube. Yeah, you can go check that out.
I was
Uh,
just looking at it, yeah.
I was
So I was like,
posting
oh,
all my old videos and stuff. Yeah, just going through because I don't want to go. I want to keep doing. comedy.
If you've been doing it in Boston,
A little bit. It's
why'd you stop?
like you said, just doing it in front of a bunch of people right now. It's kind of a hassle. I'd rather do it like podcasting, just putting it on the internet, seeing if it gets any views. Whatever happens, happens with it. And yeah, so cause it's a dangerous fucking world, dude. I was down at a bar the other night, man. And I uh I was just in there chilling. Bartender gave me like puts down a shot, kind of looked like fucking antifreeze. It was green. And I took it. It tasted weird. And she goes and talks to a guy across the bar from me. And she's like, whatever's going on, she keeps like looking back at me, like kind of awkwardly. And this guy comes up to me, and I'm like, I kind of mess with him a little bit, and he pulled a fucking gun on me. So and he said he was a Nazi. So I had to flee. I'm talking about fleeing because yeah, I'm dug out, man. I'm
Why?
hiding.
Why did he pull a gun on you?
I I don't know.
And
Just
what
because
did
I
the
was at
green shot have to do with it? What's the connection between the green shot?
I
It's
I
like a
I think everywhere I go, man, I'm just being like almost somewhat followed by
yeah, you have that
my
paranoia.
past.
What's
Yeah,
with
I
that?
do.
Why do you have I mean
I
the point of gun is not paranoid. That's like reasonable to find that fucked up. That's never happened to me, but I wasn't there. So I don't know.
yeah, it's
Usually
true.
people usually people don't just pull guns on people, you know,
I know. I
especially in
know.
bars where it's totally illegal to even have a gun. But whatever. Unless you're working there, unless you're not drinking, but it's pretty illegal to even have a gun in a bar.
Yeah. Are you still a gun owner? Do you talk about this
Yeah,
on
but I don't
podcasts?
drink, so I don't drink though. So who cares? So it's fine.
Yeah,
Only
yeah,
thing I
for
have to worry
sure.
about is my demons killing, causing me to unalive myself. Which I have no reason to listen to them because
That's
I'm doing
dark.
great. Because I have my own house. Yeah, why the fuck would I
Mm-hmm.
unalive myself?
Yeah, it looks like you're in front of like a
TikTok.
green screen and you have a
Yeah, I
fake
upgraded.
microphone.
It's fucking. It looks fake,
Yeah.
but it's what my voice is legit. Yeah, I got a nice little studio that I set up since you last saw me. It's like very insulated, very sound treated and all that BS.
Mm-hmm.
It's where I spend all my time.
Yep.
But is it making money? Is it getting me? No, it's a fun hobby room, and that's what old Jewish single men do. They set up studio apartments in their house.
Yeah. It's a cold world. It's a real cold world. It's good to insulate your house. Um,
Yeah,
was that the first construction work you've ever done?
it's not construct. I just bought a bunch of like shit that goes on the walls, like the acoustic bass traps to make it so it's not echoey, so I could record high quality audio and whatever else I want to do. Mostly I'm doing music right now
Yeah,
and podcast.
I saw there you were doing like a karaoke podcast, right?
Oh yeah, that's now I'm doing like real music. I'm actually like making music, not just doing karaoke. Want to like
Yeah, you
get a little
look like
more.
you just turned into a person that started speaking about making music.
Well, it's always been one of my hobbies and passions before comedy, and but then I stopped doing it because of comedy. You can only focus on one thing at a time because it's super involved. It's a perfectionistic pursuit. Both of them are. So you got to
Yeah.
pick one or the other. So I was doing comedy, and I slowly shifted gears,
Yeah,
and
can you play any of it through this?
uh, not easily. I mean, it's unfinished. It's unmixed, but I'm still tracking. I finished a couple songs, haven't mixed them yet. It'll be
Perfect.
out there. It's nothing crazy, just cover songs, but it's practice. To just I don't know. It's rewarding more than other shit that's not like trading stocks is another thing I've been doing, and that's great. Making money is one of the best ways to get off in life, but it doesn't last. You don't look back at it like, oh man, I took it, I lived life. No, that's just numbers. So music or some artistic thing is what makes life worthwhile. Comedy is fulfilling if it's fulfilling.
Yeah.
If it's not, it's makes you want to shoot yourself or something. And somebody did shoot themselves
Why,
in the
who?
past month or two. Some comic. Uh, fuck, what was his name? You probably might have even seen him around. He was a guy that ran an open mic. Um, it'll come. His name will come to me. Yeah, I don't even know if I want to say just because it's kind of weird to say his name after talking about it so glib like, but it's true that that's what happens. People kill themselves. They're unalive. People do that.
Because of stand-up comedy. Yeah, there's like TV shows and stuff where you would always see there's characters that are stand-up comedians that are either like all fucked up and old and like drunk and like whatever, or yeah, they commit suicide. And that wasn't gonna be me, you know. I, I
Yeah, you don't
chose
seem like that.
I
He was,
chose a
yeah,
different route.
yeah. No, he was a nice guy. He wasn't like egotistical. He was like very nice, friend. Like he seemed like a soft, warm heart. He was warm hearted. So that's the ones who killed themselves, not the ones that have life that haven't hit their stride. I don't get it. Personally, I would never do that until I've had enough, until I've like put out my essence. Yeah, like
That makes sense.
I've never felt like, okay, it's time to, no, I haven't done anything yet. I don't know. That's how I am. But yeah, his name was Nick Roche.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what that happens. And
Yeah.
then other ones just do alcohol and they just let that kill them slowly. And that the
Yeah.
great thing about alcohol is it takes away your shame. And
It
that's
takes away your memory. It takes away,
uh,
it gives you we live in a time where there's more, they age the alcohol long enough that there's more dementia cases and Alzheimer's cases popping up everywhere,
yeah,
probably
doesn't
because
help.
of it.
Yeah, some people just get it just because their brain sucks, just their genetics suck. Because some people, it doesn't ever go, their brain never gets dementia, even if they are, even if they do drink their whole lives. Both my grandparents, yeah, it's in both sides of my family, but that's not what's gonna kill me is Alzheimer's. I'm gonna something cooler than that.
You just gotta, yeah, stray away from alcohol and drugs. It's the best lifestyle.
Are you staying away from that?
For sure. Yeah. Like it's impossible to get it, you know?
Why?
Yeah.
No, it
Well,
isn't.
not alcohol. It's always been easy to get alcohol. But yeah, every now and then. I was sober. I when I met you
Oh
a
yeah,
while
that's right.
ago,
You were.
I was 2 years sober. Yeah. It's because I was working to somewhat become like a professional comedian. And over time I gave that life. I had to wait at least if that was gonna happen. So I took a step back and I worked at actually I got a government job not too long ago, about like 5 months ago, or no, 2 3 months ago, and in the traditional trades, I
Okay.
yeah, at a national park, and I kind of shifted my focus entirely, but it, uh, you gotta keep living. Like I said, being a famous stand-up comedian, it's all cultic to garner an audience that isn't like that's a normal fan base. It's extremely hard.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you just gotta find something that works.
Hmm.
Unless you want to be just an all-encompass, just a solid comic that grows a fan base organically by being just a good comic. That's the hardest. That's like the most rare. Like Shane Gillis is who I'm thinking of. That
Yeah,
is that. He's
yeah,
not just a
he
TikTok guy.
for
Now he
sure.
he destroys on TikTok, but he's a niche of his own that was grown organically and from Joe Rogan giving him the bump. And that's the ideal audience that you want. He's killing it like right now, but he's probably also sad. He probably also doesn't. he probably also complains or whatever. Feels like shit is against him, feels like he's not where he wants to. I don't know. I don't know. But he just seems that way, kind of, because you're never happy, really. I don't know.
Yep. Well,
Maybe I don't know.
everyone you gotta find what makes you happy. I was I felt like at points in the last like 6 months, it's all about like ups and downs. Being happy, it comes with many things. The first open mic I did in a long time, I was walking around Boston Commons and I was thinking of new jokes, different material about like kind of what happened to me, man. A lot of stuff has in the past 6 months, but when I was younger, like when the jokes you may have heard, kind of fucked up, dark, based off realities around me, not even my life. There's so much going on in Massachusetts to make fun of, and it's easy. So I was just walking around, looking at different stuff, and I met a chick at like the Boston Commons pond, and it was a breath of fresh air, you know. It was a complete change of my pace in life. And that's what got me back to doing the podcast and talking about just why I kind of quit, you know? And it was because of Austin. That's why I posted that podcast and I talked about it last week when I did another podcast, but I'm almost back to doing what I did enjoy. And there's many different things to enjoy out of life. You don't want to end up like Nick Roche though. That's just one name because life comes at you quick. And I saw that. I after I left Austin, I was kind of like set up in a way. But I ended up doing a little bit of time in jail, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
nice. That's a story.
yeah, it was my first offense. Um I kind of fucking was off my rocker. My phone was trying to make me kill myself, it seemed. People I knew from yesterday, years before I met, were trying to make me kill myself. So I went to Washington, D.C., my friend. And while I was there, the government they mess with people if they know who you are. They didn't really know who I was. They knew my phone was trying to make me kill myself. People knew who I was because of Austin. And I was going kind of nuts. People were walking by me saying different things like that they knew about me. And it led to me doing a couple months 6 months in jail. It was the most insane
Damn.
time of my life. Yeah. So I was in DC. I wanted to talk about this with anybody, but I needed it to be with somebody that was with me that led to this, the escalation, and how I was extremely paranoid, but in ways I was right to be, you know. I was when I got to the DC jail, there were so many Proud Boys there from the insurrection of the Capitol, January 6th. What was that,
Mhm.
2021? And there was a lot going on. There were protests outside of the jail while I was there. And yeah, a dude killed himself while I was there. I got into a fight. A guy fucking came and he came into my cell right in lockdown and he started fighting me over all my food. I got commissary. And it was a real wake up fucking call, man. I thought it was funny and it was fucked up because yeah, my life took a whirlwind and I knew for sure that the government has made people go to jail before to try and make them kill themselves. So everyone that's ever tried to make people kill themselves in the past like 40 years, all tried to make me kill myself in that time after Austin, Texas. And I'm
After.
alive.
Oh, okay. Not
I
okay.
am.
So I wasn't part of that. I wasn't one of those
No,
people.
you helped me. I did a podcast with you,
Yeah.
and I never thought I would do a podcast in my life where there was people that are on Instagram and Twitter that are trying to make me take my own life.
Yeah. Huh.
and that's dark.
Yeah, I've never felt that really. I know that there's people that have nasty things to say about somebody that has the have said things like there's people that don't like me barely at this point. I doubt they really think about, but yeah, if you're a visible person, there's gonna be people that don't like you, but I've never felt that people wanted me to do that. Uh, that's just I've thought that about other people.
Yeah,
I would like there's some people that I just don't like that I go, it's just a thought though. It's not that I actually really want them to do it, but it's just like, well, like I have nothing nice to say to them except for that I don't that like they just suck as a person, and that's what I would want to say, like instill in their brain.
yeah,
But I
it's
don't actually
possible.
say it.
It's possible. You have a conversation with a guy, a couple of beers drink, a couple like beers or a couple mixed drinks deep, you can alter their mind, man. So exactly what you were just saying, it's all
Yeah,
possible, but
yeah,
it's a dangerous life. It truly is. People don't know what they're getting into when you start taking on like people. You're better off just mitigating situations, moving forward, and living. But when you get into like the life I got into when I was in the DC jail, there were there was all this like stuff going around. I was getting newspapers put on my fucking on uh on like the shelf on my cell door. And yeah, it's more serious than you could ever imagine. Who and what would try to come out of the woodwork for this? Because everything that goes on with like kill like you know why people started making people like try to make them kill themselves? Why that
sure.
started? A lot of it was because of like you like trying to take someone's land or their home, something from them, and or killing them. It's like kind of like the barbarian idea of like how to acquire wealth or
Okay.
how to up your status, and it's either with death or with violence, or now as technologies advance and people's minds have come further of what's possible, it's taken a much more dramatic and like Romeo and Juliet type of vibe. And these are the type of people you want to push them to LA, you want to push them into different like entertainment because you see it. Do you know what 13 Reasons Why is?
Heard of it, but no, not
There's
really.
like all these
Kind of.
like beautiful, like very artistic shows on Netflix, Hulu, like streaming platforms that are all about like suicide
Yeah.
and suicide culture. It's uh, it's it's the same thing. All these people would be doing the same thing. It's just the intelligence level,
Okay.
the intelligent level of the time. Yeah, it's gonna be a world war fought with keyboards, you know, because throughout all of history, people whenever someone's like really clashing with a lot of people, they will escalate to something more, you know. And if once it goes to like suicide, it gets real dark. Oh wait,
You got 9 minutes left.
yeah, why does it say that?
I guess because you don't know, you don't pay for Zoom. You don't have the
That
full version or something.
Yeah, that could make sense. I still have the other podcast we did. I could edit it together. But yeah, that's true. So I feel like I came across all of the all of the people like in the lower comedy scene, like the best comedians and the professional comedians that all have like engaged in some type of activity involving pushing people to suicide. And Kill Tony, how many people do you
Hmm.
think have killed themselves because of Kill Tony?
Probably at least one, but none of that are confirmed. I mean, there's been murderers on there.
You think so?
That's been confirmed for sure. Yeah, that's like been confirmed. That there's at least one murderer on there. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't hear much about the suicides. I'm
I know.
surprised people don't kill them. Yeah, don't do that more often after bombing on kill time, especially if they're like 12 years in or something. I watch it every week. And that's my favorite. That's the only thing I watch is the bucket pulls. I don't give a fuck about the regulars. Um, did you have to join a gang? A gang?
I kind of did, not
Which
really
who
though.
protected you? Did they?
I
Yeah, like,
No one protected me. I was able to make my way to protective custody. Maybe it's because I'm white. Maybe there weren't many white people, I'll be
well, was
honest
it
with
was
you.
that it? So in jail they have that they're protected. They
They,
protect you.
well, kind of. There's just there's different units. So especially in DC, the first unit I got in, it's a cool unit, very young street. Everybody knew each other. So there along the wall, in jail. Just from like everything I read up about this since getting out of there, I realized I kind of handled myself right. I only got in one fight, never rape, possibly. Uh, but who knows? In DC, people fucking drug each other. You wouldn't remember, but that didn't happen to me from my recollection. So yeah, I didn't join any gangs, but I went to I went to 4 or 5 different units in that jail before I made it to protective custody. And I saw probably probably every different side of DC streets throughout there. These people all remember me, and now my life is much more dangerous. No, I'm kidding, but probably you never fucking know. And yeah, so there I made my way to protective custody. It wasn't that bad. You got 3 meals a day, two hot, one cold, and I was hooping, playing basketball, shooting dice. I met rappers, other comedians while I was in there. It was a very weird prison experience, but hey,
Hmm.
it was definitely dangerous.
Sounds
Um,
like yeah. Okay, protected custody. So yeah, was there any neo Nazis in there? Did they?
yeah, there was some dude that was possibly the lead since he was in protective custody. Like you never know who you're gonna meet in there. The
In
only other
protect,
white dude.
even in protect. Okay, so
Yeah,
even in there, there's still the separation. There's still the gang and factions.
yeah. Well, I'm not, I never. There weren't people like in DC in places where it's more real gang warfare. It's like street by street, high school by high school, kind of. People don't make it to high school. They drop out in middle school, pick up the ratchet, actually start shooting at each other. And that was kind of the vibe I was getting. These people were fucking legit ass thugs. So you want to be a person that's off people's minds when you get out of there. But it's definitely worth talking about. It
Hmm.
it was a fucked up place, man. It was by far the worst portion of my life so
Okay,
far.
well, that's just makes sense. I mean, yeah, at least it's not something. At least you're not romanticizing. Yeah, what would be worse than jail for 6 months? Yeah, in your short in
A
your
worse
life.
a worse jail, a torture. So
Yeah, sure.
yeah, that'd be bad.
Yeah, I've never
I
been through anything like that.
Nope. You don't want it to happen to you. And I was messing with the wrong people, man. Hands up, U.S.
Yeah,
government.
yeah, you went to like a normal jail. I would hopefully go to like the kind that Sam Bankman-Fried is at, like the white collar criminal type. I'd be like it'd be like safe. Uh, yeah, I'd be safe. Hopefully, the rich people jail.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That's more like there's private jails.
yeah.
There's like all different types of lockdown facilities throughout the country. And I kind of started learning about that. But oh yeah, but I was saying there was a guy locked up with me and he was like passing around information. This might have been like the smartest prisoner possible. He was like passing around he was writing down like different wire combinations and he like knew about like all different like types of satellites being built and shit. And yeah, it was interesting.
Okay, so nothing to do with like street smarts, like just other like in general intelligence. You didn't
Yeah,
pick up.
yeah.
So you think you're more street smart than you seem pretty street smart as it is, I guess.
I was, yeah, I was before. When I got in there, I learned jail culture though. Dude, it's the worst. It's not really like it's street culture, jail culture go hand in hand, but dude, people in the DC jail, they shit in a toilet, pick it up, and push it in bottles. And when everybody comes out of their cell, you get 5 hours of rec time every day. You ever heard of that? And if people have beef with each other, that's what they do. It's called shitting someone down. They spray a water bottle full of shit in people's cells, and it's nasty, dude. It didn't happen to me, thank God. So that means that, yeah, I did well in jail. If people are shitting each other down in jail and it doesn't happen to you, you handled yourself well.
Never heard that before, but it seems like what you would seems like the natural thing you could do. So if you have nothing, no other options, it's a way to get back at some. Yeah, that's rough.
I did get pepper sprayed while I was
Primal
in
as
jail, though.
fuck. Yeah, by the police, by the whatever
Yeah, by the guards.
guards.
It was very I felt like a Jew in the Holocaust, man. I felt like my roots were there. Um, but not really. None of my family was affected by the Holocaust. So I took my lashings at home.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah, you're those not you those non-Holocaust Jews. They're totally different than us. Holocaust Jews. We're more timid and we're more humble. We're more self-hating. I don't know if you're self-hating, maybe a little bit, but do you want? So are we just gonna end it here, or do you want to like restart it
Yeah,
somehow?
we can pick up again. I'll just edit them
Do a
together.
part two. Hell yeah!
All right. Um, I don't know. Yeah.
It's getting interesting, kind of, with this jail
Yeah, I
story.
want to talk about this, but yeah. So I don't know if I can just start this one again. I'll just
Yeah,
make
I
a
don't
new
know.
one. All
All
right.
right, let me know how it goes.